I didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. No one saw anything. There was nothing there. Don't worry. It was all good. It's all good. All right, it's Sean's story now. All right. Gorgeous came up shortly after Carrie's latest whining stint about not being able to fly the frame line. Why the heck? Why is there a frame line here? Our civil engineer showed up in it. She thought the situation was dire, I explained, using air quotations when I said the word dire. Let me guess, they sent Yvonne, didn't they? She asked knowingly. Ah, I guess it makes sense you'd know her too. Cressa claimed to love her like a sister, so with her being someone you know, I should have realized it. Heh. Yeah, I know, Yvonne. She's really good at her job, but thinking about anything outside that, well, yeah, she's a tad slow on the uptake for anything outside engineering. Shook her head in amused exasperation. Oh, I had a thought a while ago and wanted to bring it up while we're here. Our oceans are, to put it mildly, polluted. They're better than they have been, but it's not clean by any stretch. Would it be at all possible to relocate some merfolk here? Even allowing for some like 2,000 merfolk to migrate to your oceans would make a huge difference for their quality of life. Sure, they could help your fishing industry. Better if they participated in the Coast Guard, reporting on suspicious craft and helping in water rescues and the like. Plus, they could mine mineral deposits in the ocean, whereas if land-bound people did that, it would cause the same pollution that you're trying to recover from, I suggested. Vanessa looked thoughtful. What are these people like? They have fish-like tails, only instead of side to side, they go up and down. They can just really high? Is that supposed to say jump? Jump really high and do somersaults before they land. They love to play with anyone who wants to play. I really bet they'll love the idea of helping with the water rescues and reporting on ships they don't know. Making a decision, Vanessa nodded. I'll suggest it to the Queen. I can allow up to 4,000 personally, but that is limited to my own sea territory. Or what's out past that. The Queen can authorize our entire coast. So a much larger area for them to spread out in. Give me some time and I'll let you know what she's decided. So saying, she excused herself to contact the Queen. She did hear me when I said 2,000 would be alright, didn't she? Sure she did, but you've already gotten twice that just from her. Granted, we'll have to see if Verona takes to the immigration, but I'm fairly sure she will approve. Queen Nitre has agreed to allow up to 20,000 spread out along our entire coastline. Please inform the matriarch of this at your earliest convenience, Vanessa said, smiling as she came up to my group, just as we were about to depart in my pickup truck. That's great news, shouted Gorgeous. I know the matriarch will be happy at the offer. I doubt we'll get quite that many, but then again, if it's younger adults, that could be really good for their people as a whole, letting the younger generations regain their strength and clean waters and all. Thank you so much, she plastered Vanessa with a tight hug. I'll let you know what happens on that end as soon as I learn anything, I stated. By the time we returned to the treehouse, a communication system had been installed, and I could clearly see the new structure connecting all three groups of trees into a triangle. Oh hey, we should add stairs to all three sides. I bet we could move between the three worlds that way too, commented Maud. I considered that. We'd have to set up something temporary to test that theory, but if it works, we could make pedestrian traffic climb up the stairs and then move to the world of their choice from there and reserve the lower path for the vehicle transports only. When authorized, that is. Good thinking either way. First, though, let's call the matriarch on that fancy new communication system. When I checked, I noted that all three fences were complete. As to the energy barrier, They had been designed so that it would cover my entire property line in all three worlds, with a clear pathway to the gates allowing access to that point. They even paved that pathway in all three worlds. Seeing Miley, Maud went to tell her about the idea of pedestrian access via stairs, while I went up to the treehouse proper to contact the matriarch. To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm always happy to speak with my favorite son-in-law, but I'm guessing you've got something important to say. Verona smiled her toothy smile on the screen. Gorgeous had an idea. She mentioned how your oceans are polluted and the merfolk are suffering. She thought some could immigrate to Nitre's world, which is called Guyana, by the way. She brought it up while we were visiting Vanessa's manor, and Vanessa contacted the Queen. She will allow up to 20,000 merfolk to immigrate. I mentioned that they could mine mineral deposits in the ocean and help with the Coast Guard, with water resources and report suspicious crafts. Gorgeous thought they'd love helping with the Coast Guard. I don't know why there's quotations there. Verona straightened. Truly, that is a very welcome offer. I'll have to see what comes of it on my side. I swear there sometimes has 2 R's in Verona and 2 N's, but am I retarded? I think I'm just dyslexic. Gorgeous thought that it might be possible to get younger adults to immigrate, so they as a species could regain their strength, while the older generations could continue to aid in the restoration of the oceans of their homeworld. Trouble keeping it straight myself. Not sure if that will change anything, but it's a valid idea. I must make contact with the merfolk. That is a very good approach. I'll contact you when I know anything. Give my girl some extra love tonight. She cut the communication. Moments later, an alarm went off. What now? I whirled around to check the security cameras. More had been added in such a way to allow me to check all 3 worlds at the same time. What I saw was another Dreadfang. Well, at least Karenna will have plenty of fresh blood. Grabbed my new rifle and made my way to the lower observation platform, kicking the Valdrock traps aside as I went. I needed to reset them all. Could that be what drew the thing in? Karenna came up behind me and gasped at the sight of the beast. By the gods, that thing's a monster! Grunted and took aim. Exhaling, I gently squeezed the trigger, and the round slammed into the Dreadfang's chest. Well, I think it made it angry. I made it angry. Should have used the shotgun again. Is that supposed to be cocked? Cocked the gun again, aimed at the thing's eye, squeezing the trigger. Was rewarded by a fountain of gunk out of the Dreadfang's eye socket. Angrier still and half blind, too. Poor thing. I wish you could have killed it in one shot, Karenna complained. Me too. Last time it was a single shot. I was using a shotgun. It's shorter range, but it's powerful. Lisa came running down then, and she grabbed the shotgun. She thrust it into my waiting hand and I aimed as quick as I could. Bark of the shotgun thundered into our ears, even as the slug plowed through the other eye and burst out the back of the skull. Thanks, Lisa. That thing is too tough for a .22 caliber rifle. No more messing around when one of those things shows up. Get the shotgun. The alarm went off again. What the hell? Quick glance around proved the alarm wasn't about Gianna, so I ran inside to check the cameras again. This time, the alert was from Earth. What I saw was a man, very filthy and emaciated. Looked like he had been lost in the woods for ages and barely held on to life. What do we do? Asked Tessa. I go down there with my shotgun in hand, then hope like hell I don't have to use it. Ran downstairs and through the trees so I could reach the Earth portal. When I got down there, Cressa had arrived, with Yvonne on her back. Careful, there's a human man on the... I trailed off for some reason. Barrier blocking the Earth gate hadn't been activated. and the man in question stumbled through into the central area. Too late. Guy's bleary eyes locked on the girl's. Am I dreaming? Yeah, I must be. No way two such hot creatures are real. Practically drooled at the sight, but then collapsed. Well, I think you two just found your husband, because that guy can't be allowed free, and since he seems to like your looks, yeah, I wouldn't trust the people on Gienah to take control of a prisoner from Earth. Nice. James got a buddy now! Hell yeah. I mean, wandering off the trail, what happened now, right? The true bad guy enters. He's actually a CIA spy. This was the way they knew. They've been surveilling James since the very first encounter. He would know. He would know very well what it was. Twist! I'm dumb. I have no... Oh, wait. We were talking about this, but I can't remember. I know we were talking about it, but fuck, I cannot remember. Hank. It was Hank, right? Yeah. There's plenty of Hanks out there, though. One of the first Hanks I think of is from Corner Gas. Yeah, it was a very solid chapter. I definitely love the introduction of the character, and it's not just on its own. It's like the Dreadfang came too, right? Like, what's coming next? Oh no! How big is this? How bad is this? And then we get to see some merfolk. That'll be interesting. Interested in that. We still have to go back to the bandits and figure all that stuff out too, right? So hopefully they'll be able to figure out something that can lead to more clues. Isn't there also supposed to be a trial happening at some point in time for the people that they've caught using, like, slaves and stuff like that? I don't quite remember if that's been resolved 100% or not, Sean. The nobles that were caught in the mine shaft and stuff like that. With the ones that have been part of the slave trade, they've been, like, interrogated heavily.